Hi, my name's Golub. I'm a senior long snapper for Tulane University.
At first glance, Golub seems like your typical college athlete. He certainly looks the part. Taking reps seems like an everyday task for a Division I long snapper, until you learn one major detail.
And I'm also legally blind.
Aaron has lived his entire life with no vision in his right eye and limited vision in the left. And his name may ring a bell for you because he garnered quite a bit of national attention back in 2014.
This morning, an unusual football player is training for the next level. Aaron Golub graduated last night from Newton South High School, that's outside of Boston. As Vanita Nair reports, Golub is legally blind, but he's still on his way to college ball.
I had a few different interviews. The biggest one was I appeared on Good Morning America.
Hey, Aaron, come on out, buddy. How you doing? Come on over here with us. Well, we're looking at the video. You are perfect with your snaps, but what inspired you to play football?
I just always loved the game since I grew up, and I've always wanted to be a part of it, and I just wanted to play.
Aaron made headlines across the country as he signed to play Division I football for Tulane University.
Out of high school, Tulane was the school that was able to give me an opportunity, and I was and am very thankful for that.
And it wouldn't take long for him to hit the spotlight again. On October 3rd, 2015, Aaron snapped for an extra point versus UCF, becoming the first legally blind student athlete to play in an NCAA football game. And since then, he's gotten to play in quite a few of them.
Last year I got to play against Southern, and this year so far I've played against Tulsa.
It's hard not to be impressed by what Aaron has accomplished on the field. But once the final whistle blows, the stadium lights go dark, and the cameras turn off, we often forget how football can impact more than just a stat sheet. If we take a closer look at Aaron's time in New Orleans, we can see how Tulane football has helped shape him, not only as a player, but as a person. The student and student athlete definitely comes first for Aaron. Off the field, he's quite the academic.
At Tulane, I'm a finance and legal studies major, and I plan on going into the finance field, hopefully something along the lines of investment banking or private equity after graduation, but we'll see where life takes me, I guess.
Crunching numbers all day may not seem like a career well suited for someone with Aaron's condition, but he's never wavered.
Obviously there's some adjustments being legally blind, but when you're born with it and you live with it your whole life, you get used to it and you make the best out of it.
In fact, Aaron's got quite the knack for turning challenges into positive change.
The first time when I went in my sophomore year, I got nervous at first just because it was my first time playing a Division I game. But really it's the same thing I do every single day at practice. It's the same snap. And as long as I do that when I'm out there in the game versus when I'm here at practice, it's no different. And so I have the confidence to go out there and say, hey, I'm going to go put it in Glenn's hands every single time, and it's not an issue.
Aaron has also gained an entire roster of close friends. Football almost always turns teammates into family.
Everyone on the team is great. I obviously spend a lot of time with the kickers and the punters and the long snappers. And if I need anything, they're all there for me. They're all there to help. It's not that often because I generally like to do most things on my own. But if I really need something, anyone is more than willing to help. And we just have a great group of guys on this team.
The members of the Tulane Green Wave football squad spend almost every hour of every day together. So much time, in fact, that it may be easy to forget that Aaron has impaired vision at all. So to help simulate for others what a typical snap, practice, or even day is like for Aaron, his doctor invented what has come to be known as the Golub goggles.
So these goggles really simulate my vision. When I was a really little kid, my eye doctor made them to show teachers, coaches, really whoever, to explain my vision, and so it'd be easier for them to understand it. The right eye is completely dark because I have no vision in my right eye. And the left eye is covered up except for the hole where I see out of, and that's my field of vision when you put on these goggles. I've had times where some of my friends on this team have wanted to put them on, try and say walk around the locker room or catch a football. And it's hard, it's funny. So it's definitely different for them, and it's interesting for people to watch.
With or without the help of his goggles, Aaron can leave quite an impression on those around him. But in 2015, he made perhaps the biggest and most important impression, one that affected his future at Tulane.
halfway through my sophomore year, the coaching staff's changed, and at the time I was pretty concerned, but I met with Coach Fritz, and he was very willing to work with me.
He's just a really strong-minded, tough kid, and he's really good at his craft. You take for granted what he accomplishes because he makes it all look so easy.
He was happy to try and accommodate me, and I told him that I was going to work really hard, and I was going to show him that it wasn't going to affect me.
That hard work and passion for the game of football has catapulted Aaron to places he never thought he would go. And his 4 years as a Tulane student athlete have helped him open up about his condition.
I wasn't always the most comfortable doing interviews. I didn't really like to discuss all of this. I think the biggest difference is just my level of confidence and my level of maturity. Throughout college, throughout the process, doing something like this, if it can help someone else, then it's good for me to do.
Aaron Golub has certainly become one of the most memorable players to wear a Tulane uniform. But more importantly, he's become an advocate for other disabled athletes everywhere, proving that with drive and determination, anything you love can be done in a snap.
I mean, I think that if you want to do something, then you really need to work at it. And obviously if someone has a physical disability, they're going to have to work harder than other people. But if you find a sport or you find something that you really love, then that's worth doing and it's worth working for.